treatment for that. That can be unhealthy and become dysfunctional.
Wow. So you really clear, like, I wish you were able to be on the line on Friday because, you know, I kind of feel bad now because we were making jokes about it, and I didn't know, like, it was a psychological thing that, and you said you may want to seek treatment for. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for that. And if there's anybody that's currently listening that has been sexually traumatized in their past and now seeks a more violent form of sex, is like, what kind of treatment, what kind of therapy should they seek out?
Absolutely. So violent sex and having the desire to be violated, i.e. rape, two different desires. So, violent sex is what you stated earlier. Just, be rough with me, pull my hair, tie me up, maybe spank, hit, and so forth. Those are just forms of sex that have more violent acts involved that a lot of people, dominatrix type sex, people are into. So that's like a non-violated, rape me type of sex. But if you have the desire to actually be violated and raped, meaning I don't want this from you, but I do want you to still violate me, then you absolutely are having a psychological, emotional, internal struggle. And so the treatment that you should seek is from, there's sex therapists out there who are professionals in this field. You can also, obtain treatment from a marriage and family therapist, a doctor of psychology like myself, life coach, who actually has some experience in treating sexually abused individuals. Because I would have clients that come in and would never tell me that they've been sexually abused. But depending on the level of how promiscuous they are, their promiscuity, I can tell, like, okay, there's been some type of sexual abuse in this young woman's life. And I would ask, so, what age were you violated? And they would sometimes break down in tears and say, how did you know? Well, because X, Y, and Z, or, because you're extremely sexual, you're very promiscuous. You tend to be more highly sexual than is appropriate for your age. There's a lot of cues and symptoms that, obviously with skill and training, with all the schooling I've done, that you learn certain triggers in individuals that say, okay, not that they fit in a category, but they have symptoms of sexual abuse.
So one of the things that, for the listeners that don't know, Dr. Bryant attended Cal State University of Northridge at the age of 17, where there she obtained a double degree in psychology and Pan-African studies. So jumping or piggybacking off of your degrees, many of us, so on the show, we have learned much about DNA and studies that have found that DNA holds memories. So we have the memories of our ancestors flowing through us. With that being said, taking a book out of your Pan-African degree as well as your psychology degree, when we go back to the rape and the blatant disrespect of Black women, and we look at 2017, and we look at the disrespect of Black women, the fact that we have thousands of Black women and girls currently missing in the United States, and sexual assault that many of us have experienced in our families. I know this is a compound question, but what solutions are there, or what solutions could you suggest, or even things that you've pondered on yourself as far as the sexual exploitation of Black women, not just in like music and television, but just of ourselves, and how the memories of our ancestors are in our DNA? Like, how can we take back that control that we never had control over? And why do you think us as Black women are seen as these hypersexual, freaky, And if you look at ethical porn, if you guys were part of the show for ethical porn, we're always called all types of names as far as the porn industry is concerned. Like, how do we reclaim our respect that I feel like we've never had?
And that's a brilliant statement as well as question, compilation, I'm going to say, compacted all together. So one, it starts in the home. Some is innate, but a lot of, in my belief, I speak about it in my book, Mental Detox, is learned behavior. And so if during your in-home experience you don't obtain learned behavior to not be all the things you just named, then, like you said, the way to regain that back is just reprogramming. I mean, we have to really get in contact with self. Once you enter adulthood, it's called insight and self-awareness. You have to really get in contact with who is self, who am I, what am I experiencing, what do I need to heal about self, what is it about me that is causing an impairment in my world that I'm not functioning in the big world at the highest potential of my capacity. Once those issues, or I like to say concerns, are you're in contact with those, then you have to go unlearn those behaviors and relearn the behaviors that are necessary and conducive for your success and happiness. And that's just intense reprogramming. And it is not just with women that need to do it. Our whole, African American culture needs to have a whole reprogramming system. I'm president of NAACP down here, and I know that we are, and myself as well, at the university that I teach at down in Los Angeles. I'm in the midst of creating self-development programs that actually reprogram the mindset. Reprogram that because obviously, like you just stated, with being sexually promiscuous, having that in our Black community and culture, and being hypersexual and all those things, well, that's an overcompensation for the lack of something. So the lack of something is the love for self, the knowledge of self, the knowledge of self-purpose. And so if you get in contact with those things, which is the self, you then have what? Self-esteem and self-value and self-worth. And so when you implement those attributes to oneself, i.e. a woman, she then no longer has to overcompensate in letting her body be used freely sexually. Not only that, let's go a little further, but allowing herself to be used and abused and violated and disrespected by not just, as you name, Black men, but society in general, who has the world sometimes conditioned as though, it's okay to sexualize or disrespect Black women because of the stereotypes that some fit into. And then the last thing is, leaders like myself, leading by example, being the Black woman who can say, you don't have to use your body to get this type of fulfillment, and let me show you how you can compensate for what you're doing that is devaluing you and not adding value to you.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, 617-282-0062. She is a doctor in psychology. She's a life coach. What questions do you have? What things do you ponder on? I want you to take this time to, doctor of psychology with a background in Pan-Africanism. Like, I don't think we have she's like a Joy DeGroot. You guys got to take advantage of this fully. Dr. Cheyenne, one of the issues that I am having right now is altering my language. I cannot tell you how difficult it is to get trying out of my vocabulary. So I am holding myself accountable. I'm mindful of it when I do say the word, like, oh, I'm trying to make it happen today, or I'm trying to, get this paper. Like, I say trying too often, and I was talking to my homegirl yesterday, and I was just like, I'm trying to stop saying trying. And she was like, Taylor, you do realize you just said trying, right? You mentioned relearning, unlearning everything, and then reprogramming. I am self-reprogramming, and Dr. Cheyenne, this is one of the hardest things I ever did in my whole life. how do I reprogram? How do we reprogram from negative habits when it comes to eating habits? Because I see that you're on your fitness kick, and I think you are absolutely gorgeous, and I love the sweat pictures that you post up. But I love cheese, I love bread, I like toast. And the Bible said man can't live off bread alone, but baby, I think I could. All different types of bread, cinnamon raisin bread, pecan bread, cranberry bread. Like, I think I could live off bread alone. So how do you actually, like, reprogram your mind, not just as far as this word trying is concerned, but reprogram your mind as far as, like, when you change, your relationships start changing, as far as stop dating the same man or stop dating the same woman. That changes once you change. Like, how do we actually sit down and say, you know what, I'm making a change, I'm doing things differently, and it's going to happen. But then you find yourself repeating the process over and over again. And I'm trying to tell you, I've been trying to get rid of trying for about over 30, it's probably been like 26 days that I've been very mindful of the word. And I feel like I've epically failed.
So, two things. The first thing is you will absolutely fail your way to success. So I'm proud that you've been failing, because that means that you're on your way to success, first of all. So congratulations to you. Second of all, it's exactly what you said. Changing your vocabulary. Every thought and every word is a prayer. I say that in my book as well. And so everything that you're speaking, you are then manifesting into physical form. And so you bring about what you think about. So first of all, it starts in your mindset. So when you can feel yourself saying the word or about to say the word trying, the discipline is where you come in and you stop the word trying and you replace try with another word. I am. I am is a very, very strong affirmation.
Yes, it
I
is.
am going to eat better. I am going to get my degree. I am going to stop dating this type of individual. I am a powerful word. So not only what it does is affirm for you yourself, but it affirms into the universe and God and whatever deity that people believe in. For me, it's God. However, and then you just, every day that you have cognitively for yourself saying try, you build self-awareness. And before you know it, anything that you practice long enough will become your being. And so you want to practice not saying trying until it's in your being and you're just no longer say it. So you're no longer, and then before you know it, you're begin to exhibit the behaviors that are in alignment with your mindset. You're no longer trying anything. You are now doing everything and assuming that role and that position in your life. And that's powerful. That's empowering within itself for you. So soon as you, and that also is a confidence builder. So the more that, I always say, the more that you do, the more that you will do. And so the more that you do, the more encouraging and confident you become. And then the more that you are empowered to do more and reach your highest potential.
Okay, well, I'm feeling my way to success. Anne Marie also said, feeling your way to success, you feel your way to success. Paraphrasing that is powerful. She loves it. 617-282-0062. We have Dr. Cheyenne Bryant on the line, all the way from Texas. She is an author. She is so dope on so many levels. She is the president of the NAACP for her chapter. She, Dr. Bryant, I've been following you for a while. I've been secretly stalking you. And we have a society that believes that you have one or two things. You're either beautiful or you're smart. And you are both. Have you ever endured stereotypes where people were like, oh, she's gorgeous, she don't know nothing, or, you know, as far as women are concerned, as far as being in a position of, I want to say authority, because you're the president of the NAACP, how do you, like, as far as psychology is concerned, I want to get into our minds, because us women can be catty. Us women have this stereotype of being angry black women. We can't work together. We can't, there's no real sisterhood among us. Have you experienced this stereotype of women being catty, women not being able to work together, there being no sisterhood? And if so, how do we, as a society, us women that are listening, I love you, I appreciate you, let's work together, how do we combine our efforts so my goal is I want Black Wall Street again. Like, I want just like Las Vegas, the middle of Nevada, just somewhere out where there's nothing but land, and recreate a Black Wall Street with a mall with nothing but Black businesses. But we can't even work with Sister Girl down the street to open a Black beauty supply store. So I'm wondering what psychology is instilled in us through society that we can't work as a unit, when once upon a time the Black Panther Party was sustained on the backs of women, and now we can't even get right.
Yeah, I think the conditioning of society is what has conditioned us to fail. And I say that meaning society, I believe, actually has the Black community conditioned to think that we have to have our own. And this is going to sound bananas, but just stick with me for a minute. I believe that is the conditioning that keeps us from reaching our highest potential, from being business owners, from being supportive to Black-owned businesses, is the fact that it's so much emphasis on you need to have your own. But see, the saying is, you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go as a team. So the word having your own already isolates and separates. We don't need to have our own of anything. Do we need to be owners of businesses? Absolutely. But we need to incorporate other African Americans, i.e., like you said, other women, family members, other men in our businesses. And even at times, it's okay to be business owners alongside non-Black folks as well. Because just because my business partner is non-Black doesn't mean that my business is not Black-owned. If I owned 49 or 51% of a business and my partner is white, I'm still a Black owner who's running a Black-owned business, who can decide and make decisions within that business that can benefit my Black community, my Black family, my Black constituents, my Black counterparts. So, like, even my NAACP branch, we have non-Blacks that sit on our board. We have non-Blacks that are members whom do a lot for our NAACP branch. And it is effective and it works. They donate to our NAACP. We're not going to turn down their money because it's not Black. You know how many Black kids benefit from that white dollar that's donated to us within our branch? And so, I believe that we have to stop this mental crippling of the mind of thinking that it has to be Black. We have to be Black on Black on Black on Black. There's not enough Black folks, first of all, in the U.S. alone to do that. To just have all Black-owned and only Black folks support it and it grow. It's not possible in a 2017 world. Our culture is far too diverse. And whoever's still on the all-Black bus, they are getting left behind. Because you've got to learn how to integrate. You've got to learn how to change with the times. You've got to be innovative. That's life. Life change is inevitable. You got to jump on the change bus, not the pro-Black, but be proud Black and change and be open to the change and the evolution of things.
So can you speak to, as a Pan-African studier, can you speak to what it means to be proud Black versus pro-Black? What is the difference between that? And it sounds like a very fine line to walk.
It is a very fine line to walk. You said it brilliantly. So I think that pro-Black to us Black folks is proud Black. It is proud Black. We're proud to be Black. We want to support Black businesses. We want to help Black folks reach their highest potential.
James, we talked about it.
Synonyms.
We talked
about it,
In the world,
pro-Black, I believe, oftentimes gets perceived as similar to Black Lives Matter, that we're pro-Black only for Blacks. Anything outside of Black is demised and negated. And so for me, I am proud Black because I am proud to be a Black woman and lead as a Black woman in this world of conditioning. I'm proud to have been able to already change some statistics of Black women, change some of the conditioning that society has attempted to place on everyone about Black women. I'm proud. I'm so proud of everything I've done to represent every Black woman. But I'm not pro-Black in the sense of Black only. Black only. I can't grow like that. That is a limitation. And I don't believe in limitations. I don't believe sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. It's too limited for me as well. I can't be in a box. I can't conform. I need to be able to be the jet setter. I need the freedom. I need the unlimited, I need the unlimited mindset so that I can reach my unlimited potential. And again, if I am only pro-Black, even if I was pro anything, to be only for that that encompasses your capacity, and you're limiting yourself. And if you're a person who believes in having community and being able to be an asset to yourself and others, and being in peace and love and joy and abundance, that's abundance itself is non-limiting. And so you got to get in alignment with who you believe, what you believe in, and how you are going to manifest that into the physical world. And because I believe in abundance, that means that I believe in equality for all, Black and non-Black. And I act on that every single day.
Thank you for clarifying. I greatly appreciate that. 617-282-0062. I want to thank the caller that called in. I'm sorry. Maybe you were on your way to work and we didn't allow enough time for you to jump on air, but I do acknowledge your call and apologize for not having the phone lines open at that time. As far as your book is concerned, you have a book. It's out. It's called Mental Detox. How can we get our hands on this book? And what about mental detox will we learn in your book?
Yeah, so Mental Detox, it's available. It's #1 on Google, and it's the reader's favorite 5-star in the world for the past 2 years. So we're very, very grateful and proud of that. And you can get it, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. You can get it from MentalDetoxBook.com, DrBryant.co. If you just put a Mental Detox in Google, it comes up. It's the very first book on Google. Go read the reviews. If you have the book, go write a review. And then moving on, Mental Detox is a book that is it is specifically about self-growth, personal development. It talks about the law of attraction, how you attract who you are despite of who you think you are. How prayer is speaking to God, meditation is God speaking to you. It talks about the calmness and stillness and the power in that. It speaks about how you bring about what you think about. It talks about manifesting your thoughts and creating your own circumstance, and how to do those things, how to obtain a bit of self-mastery, and how you can only control self, and you bring self everywhere you go. And so the most important person that should be experiencing, or you should be changing or shifting or bettering, is yourself. Because as you said earlier, Tayla, once you change self, everything that's connected to self has no choice but to shift or change, because everything is like a system. And it speaks about your life being a garden, and that everything you plant grows. And so if you're planting weeds, you're going to attract rodents. And if you just decide to not attend to your garden whatsoever, an unattended garden attracts unattended rodents and weeds. However, if you're planting roses and daisies, roses with no thorns, by the way, and lilies, then that's what your garden will consist of, your garden being your life. And so we have to continuously plant the seeds, by the words we speak, the actions we exhibit, and the energy we tend to create and keep in our world, so that we can create the circumstance in life that we want, which for most is joy, happiness, abundance. I don't know a person who doesn't want that. And then last, but certainly not all, that mental detox encompasses, what I really love about it is that it teaches people that if you happen to have weeds and rodents in your garden filled up, who cares? Who cares? You are the master gardener of your life. You can go in and plow out whatever is not working for you. Get a shovel, plow it out, and just replant and water those seeds, those new seeds every day. That's what's so refreshing about life and God. You are always giving another chance, and you're able to be renewed, right, by the renewed by the renewal of your mind. I know I'm not saying it right, but the words are pretty much that. And so that's the gist of mental detox. I mean, it goes into relationships, it goes into the career world, and so forth. And it tells a little bit about my experience as well in my healing process in the introduction part of the book. So everyone should just go check it out, read the reviews, and see why it is the real estate provider in the world. I mean, there's a reason for it. Go check it out, and I'm sure everyone can find something in it that they can say, oh, that's me. I needed that. I relate to that. That's me.
Absolutely. I'll probably see myself in many of those pages. Mental Detox, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, NAACP. Dyslexia is a real thing. NAACP, you're the president of your chapter. Some people feel, I'm just going to be honest, I'm going to be transparent. Some people feel as if, what has the NAACP done for me lately? Like, what have they done? Once upon a time, they and the Divine Nine were out here building structures, moving mountains. But today, the NAACP really hasn't done much. The organization isn't in the forefront of many movements anymore. Can you speak to the shift in, from your own experience, not like maybe not nationally, but in your own experience, the shift from the NAACP being at the forefront of civil rights and now more so playing the background and just doing more neighborhood, I can only attest to here in Boston, but doing more neighborhood, more community work, more than national work.
Yeah, sure. So, the NAACP is definitely still at the forefront of organizations. We're the biggest civil rights organization that was born in 1909, and that is still alive in 2017. And just being that we are still the biggest and the most influential, we still are at the forefront. And yes, you're correct. We have put a lot more emphasis on going and doing things more within the neighborhoods and communities within this culture, because there is no community in neighborhoods anymore. And so in order to advance a community, we have to install that attribute back into neighborhoods. We now have hoods, which means that you go in and you're not infested, but pretty much infested with crime and black-on-black crime, and or communities that no longer know how to exist as a community, as a family. And so it is our job to go in and advance that community. And if we have to start at the bottom level that may look like the background, then that's what we have to do. Because NAACP is not just about being in the media or in the forefront where it looks like we're in the forefront because we're on television or on the media and we're in court and we're changing different propositions and measures and proposing different things, because we're still doing those very often. It's about rolling our sleeves up and getting our hands dirty, and not just being a part of NAACP for the sake of the title and the benefits of being the president of NAACP, the board, Cornell Brooks, who's our national president. But it's about going into these communities and giving these kids their individual one-on-one empowerment, inspiration, nurture, love, care, food, books, laptops, computers, clothes, anything you can name that they need. We're not in a time where, we have Black people coming together and forming, like back in the day, the Black Panther days and so forth. There were a lot of different Black social group activists of their own that were built in Black communities. We don't have that no more. We have gangs. And so we do got to go in at the elementary level, and we have to do what you and I spoke about earlier, Tayla, reprogram, reteach, unlearn certain behaviors, and teach individuals how to be a community. We just did that over the weekend. We had a peace ride, and we had the LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, come out. We had 15, 20 officers come out. We had the community come out to a park called Harbor City Park, and from the projects, from the residents, and we fed them. We did inspirational speaking and nurturing with them. The police officers were able to play basketball with these young minority kids, which is extremely minute to somebody outside of what's really going on in these hoods, these areas, in these communities. But it's life-changing to a minority child whose perception will be changed with 2 minutes of a police officer playing defense or picking him up so that he can make a basket into a basketball. Make a basket into a basketball. And so my thing is, we got to go and meet communities and people where they are. Mm-hmm. And if they're there, on 23rd in Figueroa, then that's where I'm going. I'm going wherever I have to go to be of service and to serve my people. And so we have a lot. We have a huge meeting actually April 8th about proposing different things and being a part of what measures we want to propose and put together and be a part of. And so we're in NAACP. We're doing really big things. It's just that it's sad not everything gets recognition. And when you're a real activist and your heart is in it, you don't do it for the recognition.
You sure don't.
You do it for the priceless reward of seeing people life change before your face, before your eyes, and seeing them later on in the future, and then saying, Dr. Bryant, do you know what that peace stand did for me? Do you know what that one-on-one did for me with that officer that you were able to facilitate for me? My whole life is different. I'm a business owner now. What we talked about earlier, Tayla, I now employ 10 people in my community as a Black man, as a Black woman. I have people on my payroll. That is life-changing. That is priceless. I will take that any day than being on the media and people saying NAACP is doing all these fabulous things.
I love it. I love it. You put a smile on my face for that one. And anybody, shout out to the activists, shout out to the philanthropists, shout out to the people that volunteer, that give their time, shout out to the mentors, because it is a selfless work, and you don't get the accolades, you don't get the awards, or maybe sometimes once in a while you do, but that's not why you do it. You do it because of that feeling that you get when somebody, a child has a smile on their face, or an elderly says thank you, or whatever your work may be in the community. So shout out to you, because I know that work is never, you're not thanked for that work regularly. So I just want to thank you for the work that you do. Any of the listeners, any of the viewers, Facebook, YouTube, Big City 101.3 FM, I just wanted to say thank you for your work, for your contribution, because a lot of us give, and sometimes you may feel as if it's not acknowledged. I just want you, in the words of the Avatar, I see you. But Dr. Cheyenne, you talked about giving back. There was a point in which you were giving back to your constituents, running for LA County City Council District 15. How was that experience for you? And could you speak to those that want to seek change in the community and are sick and tired of voting for people that don't have their interest at heart? How was that experience running for office, and would you advise others to go ahead and pick up the torch and do the same?
Oh, yeah. Running for office, LA City Council, CD15, it was, again, I don't mean to be redundant, but it was a priceless experience. I got to be, in the internal political world. That alone is a whole other animal. So I met some of the most wonderful people who are now an asset to programs that I myself and NAACP are incorporating that is helping the community, helping kids, and I 100% encourage anyone, especially African Americans, especially us as Black folks, to go out there and run for office. I don't care what the title is at the congressional level, at the city level, at the Senate level. Run for office. This is the deal. We can vote all day long. We can vote for every measure, every proposition, every presidential election, every LA City Council election. We can vote for all that. But until we get some black-skinned at the table, then we're only on the menu. If you ain't at the table, you're on the menu. And that's just what it is. And at the table means we need to be in these delegate seats. We have to be Senator Bryant. We have to be, Congresswoman Andre. We have to have that power, because at the voting level, as a citizen, that only does so much. But a seat at the table, when we have a seat at the table, we can create the propositions. We can create the measures that the community, that society, the consumers will be voting on. But at the voting level, we don't get to create what we're voting on. Mm-hmm. All we're doing is voting for whatever they're giving, whatever options they're providing us with. We need to be the option providers. So yes, we have to be in there, because non-Black folks more than likely are not creating measures and laws and ordinances that are going to apply and be conducive to Black folks. So what better way to do it than be in it at the table, saying, no, excuse me. I would like to shift and adjust and revise measures in. I think it needs to work like this. And if I'm the only one at the table, the only Black woman, and I don't have anyone else in there, then I'm outnumbered. And so majority rules. That's the name of the game. So we have to get ourselves involved. And this is the thing. We have to stop being fear-based about things. You don't have to know everything. And you don't have to start at the beginning. You just have to start. Whether it's the beginning, the middle, the end, you just need a starting point. And if that starting point is just to run, and you don't know anything about it, so what? Run. Your job is not the how-to. I always say the how-to is God's job, mind your business. You just got to show up for the position. And once you show up, the universe makes room for a man or a person who knows where they're going, who knows what they want. It makes room for you. So just show up, run for office. I came up 51 signatures short of the ballot.
What?
I'm not embarrassed about that. I had constituents that ran 4 times before they even got in. I started 2 months before election time. My opponent started 8 months to a year before. Sometimes people start 2 years before raising money and getting name recognition and learning the name of the game of politics.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is live.
To wrap it up, 100%, I don't only encourage you, but I ask of you to go out there and run and be a part of these ordinances, these measures, and not only be a part of it, man, create and develop your own measures. Even if you're not running for office, knock on the door and go ask, can you have a seat at the table? Matter of fact, don't ask. Go sit at the table until they tell you got it.
Shirley Chisholm said you better bring a folding chair.
I'm just saying. And let your voice be heard. And not only that, if you don't want to run, in Boston, go to your Boston City Council meetings. Let them know what you don't like that's going on in your community. Let them know that you need a street light on this street. You need a handicap parking on this corner. You need a bus stop here. You need
I'm sorry, are you listening?
Potholes fixed here. You need paint over here. Graffiti's on this street. Go in there and be a voice for your community and yourself. So if you start at that level,
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant said you better call 311 and tell the mayor what you don't like. She said you better go to a city council meeting. You better go to these hearings, Senate hearings, city council hearings. Are you listening? Because I'm hearing everything she's saying. We do have a call on the line. We are coming to the top of the hour. I do want to acknowledge both callers. Please have a little patience with me, baby. 617-282-0062. Grand Rising, caller, you live.
Good morning, Taylor. How you doing?
Super fantastic. How are you?
All right, Taylor. I was just going to say, I do agree. We do need color in Congress and the Senate, but I would suggest to our people,
Isn't she
just
so
go
dope?
I always go to their website. I look for three things. I look to see what they have done, which accomplishments, not just, words saying who they're married to and where they live. Because the truth is, sometimes people that look like us, like, perfect example, Obama has our skin tone, but if I had to handpick the president between Bernie Sanders and Obama, I would go with Bernie because he did more for us. Obama was too moderate. So, be wary of thinking someone shares your skin tone that they're going to do more for you than the white person. Now, granted, it's very rare, and I'm the most melted brother you'll ever meet. But
We know,
one
Mr.
instance
Nubian.
where I can say, by far, Bernie would have did more for us than Obama.
That is Mr. Nubian. I love him and appreciate him. You ain't got to agree, but you can call 617-282-0062. Grand Rising, caller. Thank you for your patience.
Grand Rising, Tayla.
Hey, baby. Turn your radio down for me.
Yes. Speak this clear as this. Congresswoman TaylaAndre. I've been asking you to be a city council, a congresswoman. Tayla, this is you. This is all about you. You don't have to know nothing about it. Get us on the audience. Come on, Tayla. This is Lisa. Tayla.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you.
You can do it. We got to be on them. We got to have more than one black woman in the room, Tayla. Black woman, Tayla. Speak it to him. I want you to do it. You got about 100 votes. Come on. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, if Dr. Cheyenne Bryant can do it and fall short of 51 votes, I know I can. You know what? I'm going to be 100% transparent. I'm afraid of raising money because, first of all, I've never been in a situation where, like, a man paid my bills or somebody over here paying my bills. Like, I'm afraid to ask people for money. So if we're going to be transparent, I'm going to be transparent. I don't like asking folks for cash.
Okay. Now, we're going to be transparent. Let's be transparent. That falls right into the stereotypical black woman, the independent. Let me say this. We receive based on what we need, now based on always what we want. We usually get what we need. So if we continue to be independent, then we will continue to be treated as independent. I am not independent. I am successful in my opinion. I am accomplished, but I'm not independent. I depend on so many people, my board, my Dr. Bryant team. I have a man. I depend on my man, and he is a phenomenal provider. But this is a true story, and I'm going to be very, very transparent. I know we're coming to close, so I'll try to make it quick. Prior to him, I had a strong problem with asking, especially, like you said, a man for money, or even being open to receiving it. It made me feel so weak and vulnerable. And I'm a powerhouse. I'm an alpha female. I'm accomplished. I'm educated. And I've always had my own businesses and so forth, which all falls into independent. However, and I was raised by my father to have my own, and God bless the child that has their own, and be independent, and, don't depend on anyone, blah, blah. But I had to understand that until I break down which that was a barrier, then I'll be out of alignment when I say I want a man to provide for me. It doesn't mean that I have to be an at-home woman sitting at the house filling my thumbs doing nothing. I'm a powerhouse still. I'm a community activist. I am running programs and books, and I'm in leadership, and my man still provides for me. And I still let him do that. Now, is it a challenge sometimes to balance my alphaness, to balance letting him be a man? Oh, 100%. I'm still adjusting, and I may always be adjusting. But knowing how to allow him and my team and people love me and do for me and provide for me, whether it's at the just inspirational level, the financial level, has opened up and broken my limited way of living and thinking, and abundance just pours in when you open yourself up to receiving everything you already deserve. So if you're running for office, you're absolutely right. You're going to have to get comfortable with saying, can you write me a check right now? Because most people will say, I'll donate, and they don't. And you have to be a follow-upper. And I'm with you, Tayla. That was where it was hard for me. I raised money, so it was easy as far as once I got the hang of it. But my very first constituent, actually, Bryant, who won Lawyer of the Year down in Los Angeles, he's the biggest lawyer out here, Lawyer of the Year. He sat me down and said, you know, you have to ask for money. Today, no one is going to chase you down to donate to you. No one chases anyone to give them money. So if you don't get aggressive and ask, I need a check in this amount today, right now. Can you write me a check, Tayla? If you can't say that, then you're not going to be raising funds, and you don't have a place in the, you have no place in this political run. So I say that to say, I love that you said, I love you for even being transparent and saying that, because that is a mind shift I believe us Black women need to adopt, is that we can still be powerful and be with a man who is a powerhouse too, which two power people make a power couple.
I know that's
and still
right.
be loved on and provided for and taken care of. Because after we go out into this big world and we give all that we have and deplete ourselves, who is recharging us? Miss Independent Woman? Not talking to you, I'm saying everybody, any independent woman. Who is recharging us? Who's recharging you? Where's your recharge? If you're not open to being dependent on somebody to provide for you, even emotionally.
You got me. So, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, can you write me a check today?
Got you. I got you. Ask and thou shalt receive.
I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I would love to have you back on. I don't know your schedule, but I'd love to hear your voice again. And you definitely are a powerhouse. And I appreciate all that you've done, not just here on air, but what you do in your community. And I will continue to Instagram stalk you. I am a huge fan. You actually, can you tell me really quickly, we have about 30 seconds. Can you tell me about this tea that you are promoting in this sweat band that you have that looks amazing?
Black tummy tea is a tea that pretty much helps with bloating, and it helps you, go to the restroom. It's like a diuretic, so it cleans you out, helps with weight loss. Sweet Sweat is actually, I've been using them, I've been a brand ambassador and using them for multiple years, and they are absolutely amazing. Literally, I mean, it's a waist trimmer they have. It's a topical that you apply. They have hair peels. They have arm trimmers, leg trimmers, side trimmers, and it 100% gives results. I'm already pretty petite in the waist area, but I've lost inches on top of that petiteness just off of Sweet Sweat and the Black Tummy Tea, taking out my bloatness. But the Sweet Sweat, if you go to sweetsweat.com and enter Dr. Bryant 20, you'll receive a 20% discount on all of their merchandise. And I 100% promise you, you will love it, period. Not because I'm just an ambassador for it, but I use their product faithfully and live by it. So go get your Sweet Sweat on, and go get your workout on, and go get your mental detox on, and when it all ties in, you're tying in mind, body, and soul. And how can you lose when you're doing those things and, bringing health to yourself?
Well, I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I want to acknowledge the callers that called in that we weren't able to get to due to the fact that we've come into the top of the hour. Tomorrow we have a dynamic show all over again. Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I want to give a huge shout out to Prestige Cuisine 924 Morton Street. Go get you some breakfast. Go get you some good eats. Fill up your belly. They have the best fish in the city. And red snapper, kingfish, the best fish in the city. Go get you some. The best jerk chicken in the city. Go get you some. And they deliver Prestige Cuisine, 924 Morton Street. If you work downtown, West Roxbury, you live in West Rox, they deliver, period. Quick link tax service, whether you have a Schedule C, you need to do your Uber, your Lyft taxes, you need to pay your taxes, come to Quick Link, 200 Blue Hill Ave, female owned, female operated, 100% black excellence, across the street from the old Packies. Firearm Fred, I want you to be knowledgeable about firearms. If you don't want your LTC license, I at least want you to know how to take it apart, put it together, unload it, load it. Just be familiar with a firearm so you're not afraid of it. The fear is of the unknown. And if you're around a firearm and you see that it's a tool instead of a weapon, I think that you will want to get your LTC, and you will want your children as well to know how to conduct themselves around firearms. 617-293-1011. Tell Firearm Fred TaylaAndre sent you. Last but not least, you know who I love, my baby. Shout out to Anne-Marie, who won today's Yoni kit, $140 worth of a Yoni egg, pum pum wash, pum pum steam, pum pum oil, pum pum spray, and the Womb Wellness Tea. You can go pick that up from 66A South Street. Faith Naturals, all natural, vegan products. She has a back room where you can do your yoni steam if you have menstrual cramps, or if you have endocrimosis. Malapropisms are real, baby. If you're having any issues as far as your uterus is concerned, yoni steams are great. Yoni eggs help with your tightness, and it's like a little, ball that helps with your Kegels. She has shampoo, she has deodorant, she has anything and everything that you can even imagine. And the tea is magnificent. You won't purchase any other tea except for Faith Naturals, Mama Knows Best Tea. I want to give a huge shout out again to Bruce Marks of NAACP. I understand the program is slow, but it is worth it. You can be saving $150,000 at the end of your mortgage because you went through NAACP. Save the money, become homeowners. If you spent $1,500 a month on rent for 5 years, you've paid your landlord $90,000. $1,500 for what, your one bedroom, your 2 bedroom. You can't get a 3 bedroom for $1,500. $1,500, you've been in your place for 5 years. $90,000 is how much money you've come out of pocket, giving your landlord to pay his or her mortgage. Maybe you could be paying your own mortgage. As far as Real Estate Tip Tuesday is concerned, Alex C. Edwards is off taking care of his son. He is now a daddy. Shout out to Carter. Welcome to the world, Carter. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Thumbprint. And give me a call if you're ready to purchase real estate. If you need to sell your house, 617-459-0041. That is my personal number for real estate purposes only. I want us to stop gentrification one house at a time by buying back the block, buying back our community, and taking what's rightfully ours. You can't pay $90,000 and think you can make rules and laws and this. I run this block. You run nothing. You don't even own your house. I don't own my house either. Don't think I'm throwing shots, baby, because I'm catching shots too. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Waking Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I see you mañana. Mwah.
That's right, baby. You know what it is? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 to 6.
Dr. Cheyenne?
1.3 FM. Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unknown.
Anne-Marie, make sure you go see Faith.
This is the type of stuff I'm into, alright? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and you are now tuned in to Big City, right here on 101.3 with my homegirl, my buddy, my friend, TaylaAndre, Boston's #1 talk show. Keep it locked.
You're listening to Big City 101.3. Big City. George from there, 101.3 FM, and Sister Columbia Center. Big city, 101.3. From the heart, I can't find this feeling. You know I don't need it. Big City Radio.
I forgot for a second that we were still live. Have a wonderful day, Queen, on purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace and blessings. I hope you guys have an amazing day today. Please go follow Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. She is on Instagram as underscore Dr. Bryant. She is on Twitter as underscore Dr. Bryant. Her book is Mental Detox. The book is absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna see if we can, I'll reach out to our publicist and see if we can get some books and give them away and do a giveaway for the books. Mental Detox. I need to go back and read that book because I am TaylaAndre and I am no longer saying trying. I'm so serious. That is one of the hardest fucking things I've ever done in my life. Not lose weight, not change eating habits, but getting rid of the word trying. I wish I would have made trying a bad word to the kids at a young age as well as can't. Because my kids don't say can't. Or they do and they catch themselves. They catch just like me and Tayla and I. Like they catch themselves quick. But I don't catch myself with this damn trying it. And I say this. I'm going to be 100% transparent. I say it all the time. People are like, Tayla, where you at? Nothing, out here trying to get this money real quick. Tayla, what you doing? Out here trying to live life. Like, I use trying like it's a real word. If I stop using trying and actually, like I am out here getting this money. I am making moves. Instead of using the word trying, I think my life would be on a completely different path by now. That's neither here nor there. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm so sick and tired of these damn cloud-making bullshit. Like, can I see the sun? Can I see the damn moon? I feel like they're depriving me of my life force right now. Alright, I'm done complaining. Mwah! YouTube! You guys know you can post questions, right? You guys know you can communicate through the live chat. And I answer questions, and I respond back. And if you guys say good rising, I give you kisses. And most of the time when I be blowing kisses because somebody on Facebook Live said Grand Rising or Good Rising or what's up, Tayla, what's going on? So if you guys live chat, I chat back. Have a good day. You know what I'm feeling?